Salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and today I'm doing something that probably none of you would have ever expected, and that's to review a fixed blade. I know. Weird. And this is a very weird fixed blade in itself. This is from Helle, and my previous Helle being the Cletton. Go watch that video if you have not already. This is a very interesting box, if you could even call it a box. It's the classic Helle tube packaging, and you've got the top. You've got the bottom. This is the Nying. I can't necessarily figure out how to pronounce a lot of these names, so I'm just attempting, but I'm probably getting them wrong. Anyway, so the knife comes packaged in a sheath, of course. You get a little bit of information about Helle as a whole. And then it comes with one of these cloths for, I suppose, oiling so you can wipe down the knife and do stuff like that. It's a nice cloth. I mean, for a knife cloth, yeah, it's good. Anyways, then you also have this, and this is a little booklet about Helle. Get some information about them. Give a nice quick zoom there. In many different languages. Not many different, actually, just two. I'm recording this video very early in the morning, so I'm probably not going to be as awake. Then again, when am I ever? Got some information about caring for your knife. The wood they use and their warranty. And yeah, that's the village of Holmedel, which is where these knives are made. So, on to the knife itself. Now this is a very small fixed blade. The sheath might not suggest that, but it is. Speaking of which, the sheath in itself is a work of art alone. Just take a look at this. You've got this really pretty pattern in here. I believe this has some historical importance, and I'm not entirely certain what it is. I'll have to look into this a bit more. You've got a leather belt. Not a loop necessarily, but just a leather cord, so you can attach it to something if you wish. You've got a upswept looking sheath, so this blade is an upswept Skinner style blade. And some people may say that this looks imperfect because you can see where the leather was formed. But to me, it's imperfections like that that I really like. It shows that this knife isn't meant to just be a pretty thing you put on a mantle. It's supposed to be a user knife. It's supposed to be, a rugged mountain tool. I mean, this isn't just something you use to open a box. Of course you could. And it smells like fine leather too. So, let's get the knife out. Just pop this right here. And this little piece right here, this brass piece, get a quick zoom on that. This is actually quite important to the knife. Not only does it hold the knife together and provide some interesting aesthetic value, but it features as a little clip right here to lock the knife into the sheath. Just simply pop that over, and now the knife will not come out of the sheath, so it's nice and secure. Anyway, here is the knife. Now first off, you've got a very nice mirror finish. Get you look at that. It says Helle, Norway, Nying, which is the knife's name. They always do that where they put the knife's name on the blade. Made in Norway. So there's only writing on this side. On this side, there's nothing. This is by far the most comfortable, if not just fixed blade, maybe even the most comfortable knife I own. I'm not even kidding with you right now. Now, you can immediately see this and think, this knife would be a good wood carver. And yes, it is. This is absolutely an incredible wood carving knife. The grip you get into your hand and the control you have with this blade, especially if you put your thumb up here, it's just incredible. This, I think, was made for wood carving. It's really, really good at that stuff. I'm not a very good wood carver. My whittling skills are very bad. You could probably get better from a turkey. But nonetheless, even I can appreciate how good this is for that job. Now, sorry to disappoint you all, or 50% of you who collect fixed blades. This isn't full tang. It's not. The blade goes all the way through the knife, this little round piece, and then you just have this bit, as I was mentioning earlier, and this is placed on top, and it holds the knife together. 3 pieces in this, just the blade, the brass knobble, and the wood. That's all that there is to this knife. 3 pieces. Talk about simplicity. But these are still hard to make because they have to carve out the handles, sharpen the blades, heat treat them properly. And by the way, for those wondering, this is known as triple laminated steel. And triple laminated steel is, well, steel that has multiple layers. It's a carbon base with a chromium coating, so it's like a carbon steel that doesn't rust, if that makes any sense to you. And the edge on this thing is, look how finely this was ground. It's that Scandi grind, and just look at that. That's really pretty. It goes from being actually reasonably thick up at the top, all the way down to that edge right there. Get a good zoom. There we go. Look at that edge. This is a very, very sharp edge. Actually, look. From simply rubbing my hand against it, you can actually see some dry skin on the blade. I don't know if you can see that from here. Right there? Yeah, there's some dry skin on the blade. That is how sharp this is. It's ridiculous. Now, this is a mirror finish. The Cletton was a satin finish. And the wood is the same, even though this is a far prettier wood. Look at this wood. This is the part I was itching to get to. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to show you what that wood looks like. Is that not beautiful? Is that not beautiful? Now, this is Helle's traditional material, curly birch, and this is a really nice piece of curly birch. I've seen pictures of Nyings that look really bland and really plain, and they just aren't that interesting. Now this wood has such a grain pattern. This is perhaps the nicest wood I have. And it's birch. Birch isn't even that unique of a wood. But look at that grain. On this side, it almost looks like fire. This is absolutely gorgeous. Could you imagine what this would look like if you put some oil and beeswax on this? This would look masterful. This would be so pretty you wouldn't want to use it. But as I said, the handle may look really weird to some people, but when you put it in your hand, it just is perfect. My hands are medium size, I'd say. I have slightly longer fingers, but that doesn't change much. I get such a good grip on this. I don't know if people with smaller hands would. Actually, probably even more. Maybe people with larger hands would have a bit harder of a time, in which case I'd probably recommend you the Helle Utvir, which is a full tang fixed blade, and it's one of their best sellers. But for a small little, wood carving, light tasks outside, maybe a camping knife, something you'd use to whittle in your spare time, this actually reminds me of a lot of fixed wood carving knives. You know the ones from Flex Cut and such. They just have a plain light wooden handle with a little stubby blade, and you can carve away. But this is my favorite fixed blade, more than the Buck 119, and everyone knows the Buck 119. I'd much rather carry this. It's smaller, It's more friendly in the pocket, and actually, even with the sheath, if I just shoved this knife in the sheath and shoved it in my pocket, it wouldn't actually take up that much room. Maybe it's just that I have larger pockets, but this knife you could actually put in your pocket as a pocket fixed blade. And you could probably stick out this cord so you'd have something to grab onto. But it's just, whether you wish to put this on your belt and go into the forest, start a fire, you know, do batoning if you're insane about it, you probably could. But if instead you want to take it out to your back porch, grab a piece of soft wood and start carving something, you absolutely could. It would work for both. It's still a smaller fixed blade, quite small, and the handle may look absolutely bizarre to some people, but trust me, just trust me on this one. It may look weird, but it doesn't feel weird. It feels really good. So if you have been considering a smaller, more pocket-friendly, wood-carving biased fixed blade, and you don't know which one to choose, you don't know what you should go for, you don't know what your priorities should be, actually, I think I'd only be able to recommend to you two, because these are the only two I know that are this good. It would be this, the Helle Nying, and the Mora Eldris. A lot of people probably know what the Mora Eldris is. Mora is a much more popular brand than Helle, which is unfortunate, because I like Helle better. Oh, controversy. Anyways, so yes, if you're looking for a pocket-friendly, wood-carving biased, small, little fixed blade that could be used for everyday tasks, hunting, fishing, camping, whittling, whatever you want it for, then this will be a great choice. You're getting completely handmade in Norway, gorgeous wood. Just look at that wood. I can't get over this. It's just so pretty. Just look at that. You're getting gorgeous wood, simple construction. This is easy to maintain, I believe. If you remove this, you can just slide the blade out, maintain it however you will. You can oil this, you could put beeswax on it, and it would just look stunning. And this edge, I know the Scandi grind is easy to sharpen, it's just hard to make it look as pretty as it was new from the box. But at the end of the day, I still think this is an amazing knife. It comes in at just over $100. You know, I think my case swayback, which is a small little Wharncliffe knife, was $110. So, you know, pay $15 more, and you could get one of these. Handmade in Norway, really good steel, beautiful look, excellent wood, pocket-friendly design, amazing in the hand, with a leather sheath included. And this is actually, I believe, Helle's oldest design. This was around when Helle was first around. And it was something I believe they took from an old design that could have been hundreds upon hundreds of years old. This knife has so much history to it, too. And I'm not even going to go there. There's a lot of history behind this, I remember. And this has something to do with it. I'm going to probably do some research on this myself, because I don't know everything there is to know about this knife. But on face level, all I know is it's an excellent buy. So, this has been the Helle Nying from Helle, and this is the Streaming Enderman. As always, signing off. Goodbye.